on. Hey there folks, I am the Mighty Plantain. Thanks for checking out this video. Now a few of you, and I'm sorry I forgot to write down names before I launched into this, were pointing out this Beer Hug from Goose Island being a really decent IPA these days. I believe Neon Beer Hug is the regular one. I was thinking, I'll try out Beer Hug. It's a cute name for a beer. It's an IPA. It's probably pretty good. And it was getting a lot of attention, so I went to the local beer store to pick it up, and as I was rounding the corner, I saw that there's a Beer Hug variety pack. Now, like I said, I'm hoping that Neon Beer Hug is the big, like the flagship basic one, because I noticed that there's not a Beer Hug in this. There's the Tropical Beer Hug, Neon Beer Hug, Hazy Beer Hug, and Secret Beer Hug number 1. So anyway, we're going to do all 4 of these. Excuse me. Sneeze came up on me out of nowhere. Goose Island's got some pretty decent beers. I believe they're actually owned by ABV InBev these days. Don't quote me on that. That's something else I forgot to do before starting this video. I forgot to look that up. I wanted to make sure I had my facts straight. But I didn't. So you go look it up for me, please, and then let me know down below, comments or the email link there. I'm just kidding. I'll probably do it in between takes on these cans. Anyway, so with those 4 out there, I wasn't sure which order to do this in. Now, typically when you're drinking for the long haul, you want to do your higher ABV beers first and then decrease as you go. But when it comes to IPAs, you want your, and again, that's just like drinking strategy for, managing your alcohol level throughout the night. But in terms of IPAs, you want to go from your lower IBU beers to your higher IBU beers. Now, I didn't see the IBUs listed on any of these cans or on the 12 pack. And again, the IBUs, because it's the bitterness of the beer, those hoppy beers will wreck your palate faster than anything else, and then you won't get some of the more subtle flavors as you move up. And I'm going to cleanse with water in between. So I'm hoping I'm going in order of lower IBU to higher. I'm going to start with Neon Beer Hug, and then we're going to go to Secret Beer Hug number 1, and then on to Hazy Beer Hug. Now, Secret and Hazy are both Hazy IPAs, but Secret has a lower ABV. It's at 6.5%, with Hazy being at 6.8. So without the IBUs as a guidance, I'm going to go from the lower to higher ABV and hope that that's kind of an indicator of where the IBUs lie. And then we're going to save Tropical Beer Hug for last, because as an Imperial, even though it's at 9.9% ABV, and it should technically be first in terms of managing my alcohol level throughout the night, I'm putting it last because Imperial IPAs tend to be your heavier IBU beers. So, that's old news to most of you folks, but I do always repeat that with IPAs and other beers, just for those who might not know and might be tuning in for the first time to any beer review, because I'm sure most beer reviewers will mention that kind of stuff. I don't know. Do they all talk as much as I do? Probably not. Anyway, Goose Island, 7.0% ABV Neon Beer Hug IPA. 10,000 volts of flavor. Well, I hope the fuck not. I'm not looking to get electrocuted tonight. Well, from what I understand, voltage isn't really the issue, it's amperage. But also, that's just me talking out of my ass, and take it for what it's worth, which is basically nothing right now. Now, I will say this. I am not considering myself inebriated at this point. I may be mildly buzzed. I did have a couple of drinks tonight before beginning the beer reviews. So much so that I forgot to grab the light off of there, but I am not drunk. Oh, look at that. An IPA, and I know it doesn't specifically say hazy, whereas 2 of the others in this pack do, but it is an IPA with no haze. These are a rare fucking breed these days, folks. Your IPAs do not need to be hazy, despite what all the hipsters out there will tell you. A good IPA has hoppy flavor. It has nothing to do with particulates in the beer that make it hazy. I'm loving that column of bubbles that's coming up from the nucleation point at the bottom of this glass. You can basically see that it's all coming from that one spot, and it almost looks like I said, a column. It's not quite a vortex because they're not moving around, but normally those bubbles will disperse throughout the beer, and you can see them coming up from different points or all over the bottom, but those are specifically coming from that nucleation point, which is really cool. And it's got a slightly orangish, light yellow color to it, almost coppery in hue. It's a beautiful beer. Got an overall general hoppy aroma. I'm not picking out any specific notes. I'm almost getting a hint of maltiness off of that. Like a bit of a grainy aroma. That's cool. All right. That is crisp. It's got a nice medium light mouthfeel. There's definitely some body to it, but not a lot. Smooth and easy drinking. It's got a distinct malt backbone. It's not too heavy, but it's definitely got some graininess to it. I'm not getting any specific notes. I'm not getting like light graininess, dark graininess, any roastiness. I'm just getting a graininess. And the hop profile isn't really resolving either. It's just somewhat grainy, somewhat hoppy. Smooth, easy to drink, nice and crisp. This is going to be a nice, easy summer IPA. I can see the appeal, and I can see why this, if I'm correct about Neon Beer Hug being the basic, and that there isn't a beer hug without the word neon in it, that this one is definitely a great summer beer, and it's worthy of all the attention it's getting. It's good. It's really well put together. I'm not getting any distinct character from it. Like I said, it's hoppy, crisp, a little grainy, but I'm not getting any particular hop notes or esters coming through, any specific flavor separation. It's just kind of overall hoppy. So it's good. It's good. It's well-rounded and well put together. I'm gonna hit this with a 3.5 out of 5. I'll try to say this only once during the video. On a scale of 1 to 5, a 2.5 is average, so a 3.5 is a nice, slightly above average beer. And it's not blowing me away with anything in particular, but the very fact that it is well-rounded and has all of the flavor elements I'm looking for from a good beer, as well as being easy to drink and something I can see myself sitting in the hot sun drinking for a while, is giving it a lot of points. So anyway, I'm going to finish this one up. We're going to cleanse the palate with some water, and then we're going to move on to Secret Beer Hug number 1. I don't know if I like the idea of a secret hug. And the fact that it's number 1 means they're going to be trying to hug me in secret again. Alright, that's next. Alright, so now we're at Secret Beer Hug. Number 1. Secret Beer Hug. Sneaky fucking bears. Look at this. They're not even umbrella drinks in a can. Secret. Classified. I don't know. I'm still fucking nervous that some random bear is just gonna come flying out of nowhere and try to fucking hug me. I'm scared. Anyway. I don't know. I guess I'm just being ridiculous on that one, but I am entitled. I am allowed. It's my goddamn video. Well, it's definitely got a fizzy sound to it. And it is hazy. We are back to the Hazy IPAs, as promised on the can. It's not as effervescent, and not that I should be comparing it to the other one, but it is definitely hazy. I don't know, not quite grapefruit juice color to it, but it's definitely got enough haze in yellowish, fade into orange. Whew, pardon. It's a little oranger than like a lemonade, but it's not quite in orange juice territory. I don't know. I always feel the need to compare hazy IPAs to fruit juices for some reason. But yeah, definitely not as effervescent. And it does have that nice yellowish orange color, but it is distinctly hazy. And those are definitely particulates in there. Very, very fine particulates. It's got less of an aroma. It's a little bit of a muted aroma, but just a mild hoppiness with maybe with a hint of citrus. I'm mostly keyed towards pine and citrus, so I'm going to pick up on those esters first. Again, something else I'll try to only mention once in the course of this video. Nice medium mouthfeel. It's smooth. Even with the heavier body and the medium mouthfeel, it's actually easy to drink as well. I'm actually getting a less intense hoppiness from this than I was from the Neon Beer Hug IPA. Which again, I'm used to getting more IBUs off of the hazy IPAs because the particulates tend to impart more hoppy flavor to them. So that's why I lined up the hazies after the regular, but I mean, it's just kind of there. I'm getting a hint of citrus in the aroma, specifically grapefruit, and I'm maybe getting a hint of pine in the finish, but overall it's just kind of a general hoppiness to it without any specific character. It's not bad. It's just not impressing me either. I'm going to hit this one with a 3 out of 5, which again means it's slightly above average. It's an easy drinking beer, but it's just nothing really blowing me away about it. Oh shit, was that a bear? I'm on edge. Secret beer hug. Where's the fucking secret? Am I gonna get snuck up on by some secret agent bear? Secret agent bears. Undercover bears. Remember that shit? It was instant oatmeal with like these big clumps in it, and when you put the hot water in, the clumps turned into gummy bears. Yeah, gross. Okay. Maybe I'm going slightly insane tonight. I don't know. I'm going to finish this one up, cleanse with some water, and then we're on to Hazy Beer Hug. All right, so now we have Hazy Beer Hug at 6.8% ABV. And just looking back at the Secret Beer Hug, I said bear hug when I read off this fucking can, didn't I? I think that's what they're going for, is the play on words. But no, when I was looking at just to go back to the Secret Beer Hug, I mentioned the particulates. My kid happened to be listening. She's like, well, maybe it's bear fur. That could be the fucking secret. I don't know if they pulled the water for this from some fresh mountain spring. You could have bears bathing in it, so maybe there's a little bear in every can, and that's the secret. Could be. I don't know. Still flashing back to that, I think it was Dasani. One of the bottled water companies was talking about how they have distilled water, and they have like this animated, or I think it was a puppet bear talking about, well, you want spring water. Bears, fish spawn in that water. Bears mate or something like that in that water, and kind of a gross thing to think about. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. I swear, I'm not even fucking drunk. I'm maybe mildly buzzed, and I'm just going off on all the tangents tonight. Anyway, this actually is lighter than the last one. It's got a lighter yellow color. It's just as hazy, maybe a little less hazy. Those particulates may be finer or fewer in number. It's a little more effervescent than the last one. Huh. Starting to think maybe I've got these in the wrong order. Maybe I should have done Secret Beer Hug after Hazy Beer Hug. The secret is in the haze. Sorry, I'm like caught up on Secret Beer Hug. Anyway. That. I mean, I'm getting maybe some, like just a little crispness off of it, but just a hint of hoppiness. Honestly, not much of an aroma at all. This could be yeah, not much of an aroma at all. We're back to a medium light mouthfeel. Smooth, easy to drink, crisp finish. There's a burst of hoppiness there. But it's not really resolving into anything in particular. This is almost giving me the smooth and the crisp lightness of the first one, the Neon Beer Hug, combined with more of the punch of the hops. Secret Beer Hug. It's kind of like a combo of the two. It's weird. But again, it's just an overall hoppy bitterness. It's not resolving into any specific notes. Now, I wouldn't mind if it only gave me one or two hop notes, or if it gave me all four of them, but I could just separate them at different times. But I'm just getting an overall hoppy bitterness that's not resolving in any specific flavor, which in and of itself is a bit of an achievement. But in terms of my enjoyment of the beer, it's just kind of, it's not impressing me. It's just kind of there. I think this one, with the crispness and the easy drinkability, this one's getting back up to a 3.5 out of 5. But so far, we've got 3 really decent, slightly to more, less slightly, I don't know, above average beers. They're nothing too crazy or out there. Again, this is not to knock them. They're good. Again, they're easy to drink. This is a great summer pack. There's a reason the bear's got sunglasses on those 3 so far. Anyway, I'm getting a little off track again because I haven't quite hit the 4th beer yet. I don't want to start sounding like I'm wrapping this up until I do that, but pardon. I guess I'm just going through these 3 because the next one's going to be an Imperial, which, again, Imperials tend to have a heavier IBU, but this one's also jumping up to a 9.9% ABV, which is basically 3% higher than the highest one so far. So we're going to see if it's in a category all its own, or if it just kind of falls into the same niche that the rest of them have. So, all right, I'm going to finish this one up, and then we're going to do the Tropical Beer Hug out. All right, so here we are. as I said at the top of the video, doing the dumb thing by going from the low ABV beers to the highest, but at the same time, I'm also anticipating that this has got the highest IBUs, although, I don't know, I kind of messed that up with the Hazies, I think. Anyway. A beach vacation for your taste buds. Well, let's find out. Tropical Beer Hug Imperial IPA. I'm all about the Imperials. And that it's not just like it used to be back in the college age days where give me the high ABV beers because I want to prove I can handle it. No. Imperials tend to have a more robust character and flavor. Ooh. We got away from the hazies again. Now see, those two beers in this pack have impressed me, not necessarily because of the flavor or character of the beer, but because of the fact that we didn't just cave to the hazy crowd and make them hazy just for the sake of them being hazy. That is a clear, nice, lightly golden yellow beer with a hint of effervescence. Now, I got a good head on it by pouring slightly aggressively, but that head isn't getting replenished. There's not a lot of bubbles coming up from the bottom there. So that's why I'm saying it's a lightly effervescent, barely effervescent beer, actually. But again, it's not hazy, and I'm thrilled to see non-hazy IPAs. I actually think I had this conversation with the crap, his name escapes me, as did so many other details earlier in this video, but the owner and founder of Island Dog Brewing in Portland, Maine. And he's like, he talks about some of his IPAs not being hazy and how everybody who comes in tells him that his IPA has to be hazy in order to be an IPA. And just that, I always go back to that conversation because they don't. They don't. IPAs weren't hazy back in the day. You don't need fucking particulates in your beer to make it a good IPA. You just need to have hops. Anyway. I'm almost getting a slightly metallic aroma off of this, which I'm not going to attribute to the cans, because if I was going to get metallic aroma or flavor at all, I would have gotten it from the first three beers. And we've gotten to the point these days where you don't really get as much of a metallic tang to your beers from the cans as we used to. Between the liners in the cans and the way they're designed for pouring, they don't tend to pick up as much of that metallic aroma or flavor as they used to back in the day when we just had, I don't know, I guess primitive cans. Yeah, maybe a slightly metallic tang, which I'm going to attribute to earthy hop notes, because I am getting a hint of mustiness and earthiness, but it's very, very subtle. The metallic tang in the aroma is stronger than the subtle earthy or musty notes. Ooh. It's an Imperial IPA. Whoa. Okay. It's got a nice medium mouthfeel. Got some distinct body to it. Hint of graininess, so it's got a decent malt backbone. And then there's like this big punch of hops, like a mouthful of hop flavor. It is resolving itself to some slightly smoky character. I'm getting some dankness and some earthiness. Maybe some hints of pine. Okay. Now, as I mentioned before, and I'm going to harp on it, I'm more keyed towards citrus and pine, so anything that gives me something other than citrus and pine has got my attention in terms of a hoppy beer. So getting those earthy notes, the metallic tang and the aroma, and the strong earthiness and the flavor with that bit of mustiness and dankness, pardon, maybe even a hint of grassiness. Maybe more so grassiness in the burps, but the fact that I'm getting them at all has got my attention. I'm hovering here. This is why I'm hesitating. You know what? The fact of the matter is, it's a 9.9% ABV IPA, and you wouldn't fucking know it. You wouldn't know it. There's no hint of booziness. There's none of that weird sour flavor that you get from the high ABV beers. This is almost in the double digits, and you would never know it. That makes it dangerous, but the fact that you aren't picking up on it, it means that there was some effort put into masking that without completely overshadowing it with something unpleasant. Anyway, I'm giving this a 4.5 out of 5. I was hovering between the 3.5 and the 4, but then when I started thinking about the fact that this is a 9.9% ABV beer, and you can't tell at all that it is almost, let's just say it's in the double digits. It's basically 10% ABV. I'm getting like almost a tea aftertaste too. Weird like tea flavor. Maybe there's some tannins in there or something. I don't know. But like iced tea kind of. But again, it's just a subtle hint of aftertaste. Yeah. Hop notes that I don't normally pick up on. The fact that it's so smooth and easy to drink despite being basically a double-digit ABV beer. Yeah, this one's getting the 4.5 out of 5. This is the winner out of the pack. Which isn't to say that there's anything negative to say about the others. They just weren't impressive. They didn't blow me away. They're just basically your run-of-the-mill IPAs with the added benefit that they are very easy to drink and they're perfect for summer. The Imperial just won the day. I would drink, if you're going to crack into this 12-pack on a nice hot summer day, I would drink the 3, pardon, you know, all the gases from all of them are coming back up on me. I would drink the 3 Imperials first, so start, pardon, the Tropical Beer Hug, and then work your way down. But again, that's just assuming that you're looking to get drunk for the day. That might be a solid strategy either way with this particular pack, just because they're all kind of run-of-the-mill IPAs, and the Imperial's the standout, so get those out of the way first and then work your way down. Anyway, that's enough. I've been suffering from diarrhea of the mouth for a while here. It's my thoughts on the pack in general. It's not bad. For $17, you should check it out. $17 plus tax and deposit and all that. Once you have checked it out, hit me up down below in the comments or the email link. Love to hear from you on any of these beers individually or the pack as a whole. While you're down there, don't forget to like and share the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Once you've subscribed, click on the little bell icon up there so that you can turn on your notifications for whenever I post a new video. Also down in the comments, the email link. Either way, hit me up with any suggestions you have for stuff that you'd like to see reviewed on the channel. I do keep a list and I try to get what I can done. I'm in central Maine, so not everything that you guys have out there is available to me, but I put it on my radar. I keep an eye out. I try to fulfill any viewer requests that I can. If you have any home brews, especially that you want to have me check out, Bush would kick my ass if I didn't mention this. Well, he'd try anyway. If you got any home brews you want to have me review, I'll try to get some extra opinions on that. We'll put some guys together, at least one, maybe two, and give you a fair and balanced review of any home brews that you have out there. Only one of you has taken me up on it so far. J, M, thanks again for your submissions. Hope you found the feedback useful. For the rest of you, same thing. Hit me up in the comments, the email link. We'll see what we can do about getting your homebrew into my hands and getting you a couple of opinions on those. Pretty sure this is going to be a greater than half-hour video when I'm done editing it. So, folks, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking it out. Thanks for bearing with me. Bearing. Get it? I didn't even do that on purpose. Till next time, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.